Okay guys, before we start the video, just quickly, First Man is so much more than just a YouTube channel. We've got digital products, we've got physical products. The digital products include courses, books, ebooks, etc. And the physical products is everything from supplements to clothing to grooming products to the paperback physical copy of our book. So the two links will be below. Go and check them out, guys. And now back to the video you came here to watch. Okay guys, welcome back to another video. As you could probably hear, I've had just the worst experience. I won't go on because it will just ruin the video. Um, but I had flu, I had a throat infection, and then both of my ears ended up just blocking up with earwax. I went deaf for like 2-3 days. So between not being able to speak and not being able to hear myself speak, I just couldn't do any content, which was super annoying. Really fucking annoying because I thought I'd take a little break over Christmas and then that extended into like 30 days. So apologies guys, but what could I do? I'm still not right yet. I'm still not right. I've been to the gym, I'm working today, so it'll be gone soon. But there's still like a slight ringing in my ears when I'm talking, but I can still hear myself, so I'm willing to push forward with it. For all the new people that have joined the channel in the meantime, apologies, we do upload content, but it's just been a different change of circumstances. But I hope everyone's well. Hope everyone had a good Christmas and New Year. I haven't been able to, crack on with 2023 content yet and stuff like that, which really sucked because I wanted to hit the ground running. But it's a massive year. Let's think positively. It was what it was. I was ill prior to that. It was always going to happen. I remember saying that to you guys. And I've quite enjoyed the rest. I'm really motivated to get back, and start making content. So let's crack on. Let's get straight into it, guys. And just for the people that have emailed me and whatever, and what the fuck is going on, maybe you've put the address in wrong on your product and whatever, and you're wondering what's going on. Just be kind. Just give me a week, okay? I'll go through everything. I'll work all weekends. By Sunday night, everybody should have been replied to. I apologize, guys, but it's is what it is right now. We'll be hiring somebody for that entire job soon, so this doesn't happen again. But with the streaming platform and my bills being like £50,000 per month, it's not worth it. It's just not worth hiring somebody yet until that's all done in March, okay? But the purpose of today's video is I wanted to make a video for those guys whose lives aren't quite where they thought they'd be yet. Okay, so that could be all of us. Everyone's got different goals, everyone's got different dreams, but I'm very much focused on the guys who don't see themselves as masculine, don't see themselves as successful, don't see themselves as somebody that perhaps women would find attractive. When they were 18, they imagined themselves being a millionaire, living in a certain city with a certain level of money, with a whole different situation to the one that they're in right now. And they're wondering what went wrong. They're wondering what happened to them and whatever. And truth be told, guys, there's a lot of stuff when you're young you can't control. So, I would apply pressure to yourself to get stuff done, but I wouldn't worry too much about the past. Okay? Because it's different for all of us. Some people have parents that might give them £20,000, £30,000 loan. Okay? Just having the ability to save that at 18 from the get-go, that might take you 4 years. So that person's already 4 years ahead of you. So there's certain things that you just cannot account for. Okay, somebody's parents might die, and they leave them the house, and then now that guy's like on paper he's a millionaire, but he's only like 22 years old. Everybody's situation is different, okay, so you can't judge yourself in that sense. But why I'm making this video and what I want you guys to focus on, okay, is the important things, the things that genuinely matter that you can actually change. And I'm going to do remakes of my old videos, the ones that have only got like 4,000 or 5,000 views. I think it'd be great to bring them back, and now that we're getting like 40, 50,000 views per video, it'd be great to bring them back, okay? So I'm going to do a lot of that. But one of those old videos was you can change your life in 3 months. And I truly meant that. And the reason I meant that is because it takes around about 60 to 90 days to create a habit and to lose a habit. That was what it was all based around. And the numbers are so-so. There's different studies on this. The science is different. I'm going to have to keep doing this, by the way, guys, because my ears are blocked. There we go. It comes back. And there's different studies on this. Some people say 30 days, 40, 50, but it's well known that it's under 90 days. Okay, so that's why I always say 3 months to change your life. Now, when it comes to changing your life, a lot of people look at it as kind of a one-way street where it's like, I've got to do new stuff. I have to join the gym. I have to become a better person. I have to start doing orthotropics. I want to lose this body fat. I have to clean up the. But they don't look at it as removing bad habits alongside that. So if you decide, I'm going to start going to the gym, and after 30 days or so, it's quicker with the gym. It becomes addictive quick. So it might be 2 weeks. You start seeing some level of results and you're like, I'm enjoying this. You change your diet, okay? You start eating clean. You get in a habit 30 days or so and you're like, okay, I'm a clean eater now. This feels good. I'm so much healthier. I'm going to stop drinking beer at night, okay? You're going to remove these very small bad habits. You're going to start drinking, every time you want to have a beer, you're going to have a glass of water, okay? So you end up looking more hydrated. Your skin looks better. At the same time, you start chewing the mastic gum, and your jaw starts getting a little bit stronger. You start doing these good habits, and you can notice something in your face. You start doing a skin routine for the first time in your life. What I'm naming there is, I could probably build a list there of 50 things if I kept going, of things that are manageable on a shorter scale. Okay, easily doable. I was wondering if I was recording there. It's been so long I forgot to do a lot of this shit. It's easily doable, guys. Easily doable. Like anybody can join the gym and just show up every day. Okay, you don't have to do too much. Just go there and do 3 exercises, 3 sets of each and come home. It's better than what you were doing. Okay, it's the aggregation of marginal gains. Then you can take away some things. And you'll find a lot of things are a double-edged sword as well. So you start going to the gym, you've probably got less energy, so you're probably going to get to sleep earlier at night. Okay, there's a lot of things that kind of work together. If you've got a clean diet, you're probably less likely to want to go out and get drunk because you're like, well, I don't really want to mess my diet up. Plus, I'm tired and, I've got the gym in the morning again and I've committed to that class. I can't be bothered to, so once you start making these changes, and let's say it's over 3 months, your life is going to be drastically different. So you could be in the absolute gutter right now, in the absolute mud. And I'm not saying you're going to do this for 3 months and you're going to wake up looking like a superstar. Probably not going to be the case. The point I'm making is that you're going to have momentum, which is the key ingredient to anything that you do in life. Like, I've just been in bed for like 30 days and trust me guys, I've got up certain days, I've gone to the gym, I actually did a boxing class, I went and got my beard trimmed at some point, and then the next day I'd wake up and I was like, I feel like shit again, I can barely move, or something new popped up. Like I was ready to go 2 weeks ago and my throat went, I couldn't talk, literally didn't have a voice. Okay, so for me, I'd lost momentum there. I was feeling like shit, I really didn't want to do anything. Every time I was like, okay, go to the gym today, I was like, yeah, but maybe I'll go tomorrow. It's just a loss of momentum. You just can't be bothered once you get in a routine of just waking up late, sitting in front of the TV, or I'm ill. It just becomes a pattern that you're in, which, was fair enough in my circumstances. But for you guys, if you're eating shit food and you're having a couple beers every night, waking up an hour later than you should, turning up to work late, and then going, and you're just one of those people that just gets to work late and whatever. You're one of those people that's just a little bit overweight and whatnot. You're just one of those people that doesn't really get women. Well, you can change all that. That's where momentum comes from. You're a guy that now in 3 months goes to the gym. Oh, you go to the gym? Yeah, I go to the gym. I eat clean. I don't really eat that sort of stuff. I'm a guy who just identifies as somebody who doesn't drink alcohol. Like, do you know what I mean? It's so easy just to put these little things in place. And in a 3-month spell, you're going to wake up and you're going to feel miles better. You're just going to look in the mirror and go, well, I look better than I did before 3 months ago. I've now got all these good habits and I'm on the way to something. And I know if I trust in the process and I keep going and I keep evolving, keep adding things and keep taking the bad stuff away, well, I'm going to bring myself to a decent level. And it's going to be 100 times better than where you were. And this is why I always say it only takes 3 months to change your life. Because it's not, in 3 months, you could have 6-pack abs and all those infomercials. It's like, in 3 months' time, you could be the type of person who is on their way to becoming a superstar. Who is on their way to having that perfect body. Because you are doing the right things and you have been doing them for 90 days, which means it's very likely that you'll continue to do them. And it's very likely that if you did decide to go out and get drunk or have a cheat meal or whatever, and you felt like shit, it's very likely because of the momentum you've built and the person you've become, you're going to jump straight back on it. You know, you're going to be in the gym the next day, or if it's not that day, it's the next one, right? And it's very easy to get back to it when you're in that sense. And that's my first message to you guys, is it really doesn't take that long. You can make some serious imprints. You know, you can change your fashion. You can take natural diuretics and stop eating certain foods that store water in your face, you know, and within 3 months you look in the mirror and you're like, I look a million times better. I look like a drastically different human being. You know, you can be trimming your own beard like I used to, and now I go and get it done by a barber. It just changes the game. Just makes you look wildly better. Okay, just brings it all together. I wasn't doing that before. Skincare routine for 90 days. Wasn't doing that before. Skin's going to look amazing after 90 days. Wasn't drinking 4 liters of water per day. Now I am. Okay, well, you're going to look fucking fantastic by the end of it compared to how you looked before. And if you can do enough of these, which the reason I'm telling you about these is because they're basic daily things. You don't have to do much, do you guys, to drink 4 liters of water per day? Plus go to the gym. A little bit of effort, okay? Chew a bit of gum, the mastic gum, for an hour a day. You watch TV anyway for an hour at night from 9 till 10. Why don't you just do that whilst drinking water and chewing on some gum? It's very fucking easy. And just before you go to bed, usually you sit on your phone for 30 minutes looking at social media. Well, just now go and use that to put some skincare products on. Like, you're just swapping time out. It's not really that difficult to do, you know? And before you know where you are, you're going to start making those changes, but that's the momentum builder. Now, part 2 of this is what I posted the other day, and I might do a full video on this, I don't know, so I can just break down exactly what I did. I probably will, actually. But I posted on the community feed the other day my before and after pictures. And I love doing this because it's refreshing for myself. It gives myself like kind of passion and momentum to keep going and, you know, do more. But more so is I just kind of sit there and I think to myself, that was 3 years ago. You know, maximum 4 years ago on some of the pictures, but it was 3 years ago on, you know, most of them that I post, because that's when I really, really got serious about YouTube and started doing videos often. Guys, that's 3 years. It's nothing. If I sit here right now and I say to you, put 3 years of work in, you're going to be like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm going to be 3 years old, I'm going to be whatever. But once you're at the end of those 3 years, like I look back now and it feels like it was a blink. Just like, really? That was the 3 years? Fuck, why didn't I do that sooner? That was so easy to have done. You know, a body transformation, to get serious about the business, to create all these products. We're now 2 months away from a little bit less, like 6 weeks away from the streaming platform being ready, which is nuts. I was speaking about that 4 years ago to you guys, that I really wanted to do it. It's my lifelong goal. It's like everything that I ever said I wanted to accomplish, to live in some... I watched a video of mine the other day where I was like, imagine just living in some like 2-bedroom penthouse with a rooftop. And I was like, well, that's literally my house now. You know, the body that I always described that I wanted, I have that now. You know, the life that I described, the male advantage, and when you get to, I have that now. And it's like, that was 3 years ago. It's nothing. So like I said to you guys, you can change your life in 3 months by just adding some good habits and taking the other ones away. And a lot of guys see that as the first hurdle. Because like I said, it's the momentum. It's like, where do I start? Well, you start by just plucking things, just picking things out. Okay, that would be cool. Let's add that to my life. Do I have time for that? Yeah, okay. That one thing there that takes up an hour a day, can we pluck that out and replace it with something? It's just building blocks. And that will put you on the straight and narrow. Then if you stay consistent like I did, I was doing facial exercises every single day, the neck exercises. I was doing submental exercises. I was doing, you know, going to the gym. I was doing certain practices to get water out of my face, taking the tablets every single day without fail, clean diet without fail, alcohol once or twice per year. You know, just consistent with these things. 3 years. If you can get serious about it, it's 3 years. And I'll bring up the before and afters on screen. I probably already have. But I'll bring them up on screen. You guys can see, like, before compared to now, it's like, that's a different human being. That's a different man entirely. you know, 10 times more masculine, probably 3 times the size. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, probably, it's hard to talk about your own looks, but I'm you know, drastically better looking than I used to be. My life is 10 times cooler. I've got more options. I'm probably earning like 30 times more than I was before. It's just, it's there. It's only 3 years. I don't know how I can get that point across to you guys, that it doesn't actually take that long. I often used as a barometer like 5 years, 5 years of your life. That's all you have to commit. Well, I pretty much did it in 3, because you think, yeah, I put work in prior to that. Yeah, I did some things prior to that. But I was still at the kind of the bottom of the pyramid. I might have had some momentum. I might have had something going on. I had an idea. I had a plan. I'd been to the gym before and I'd built up some pre-existing muscle that was easier to get back. Okay. But from the bottom of the pyramid to where I am now, where I feel like I am genuinely in the top 1%, it's hard to self-proclaim that. But I think it's also hard to argue that when you see the results or what I'm doing. I think, you know, you look at the numbers and whatever, and especially if you met me in person and saw my lifestyle and whatnot. Well, to go from the bottom, like 20% of men, to the top 1% of men in 3 years, it's not that big a commitment, guys. It doesn't actually take that much when you think about it. Now, could you say I had good genetics before? Was I lucky here and there? Potentially with the body and the fact that I'm 6'2", but I was a big-eared, skinny guy who went bald early, you know, who had no money, who came from a family that didn't really have a lot of money. My mum had 4 jobs. So it's like, whatever positives you give me, I've also got a lot more negatives on the other side that you might not have. You might come from a wealthy family, but you think you're ugly, okay? And you're 5'10" and you're pissed off that I'm 6'2". Yeah, but you're from a wealthy family, so you've got a massive head start on me. Do you see what I mean? So for it to only take me 3 years of consistent work in all areas of life, and for me to be telling you guys it only takes like 3 months to really put yourself on the right track, I don't see what's holding you back in 2023. Because you could be sat here in, you know, we're mid-March now. So let's say you could be sat here in, sorry, we're mid-January now. So you could be sat here in like, let's say 1st of April. And you're going, or like, let's say mid-April. And you're going, shit, I'm actually making some results here. This, when Chris said in one of the old videos that don't get in shape for this summer, get in shape for next summer. I'm on track to do that now. I'm going to use this as motivation this summer to really, really go for it. So you go for it, you have a self-improvement September, you come back round, you know, a year cycle, and you're going, fuck, I'm in shape. I'm actually in shape for summer. I'm looking really fucking good. Okay, well, let's start worrying about other things, you know, like my clothes, my money, my life setup, my assets. The second year, you've put all that in place, and you're going, I'm a completely different human being, and my life's amazing. Year 3, you cement that shit and take it up to the top 1% elite level. It's really not that hard because you're not going from 0 to 100. Like, I'm not sat here today going, finally, the male advantage. Like, I've been living in what I would believe is the male advantage for at least a year now. I think when I was 29, it was really there, it really hit. This time, in the summer that just went, I had a good time. Do you know what I mean? My life was pretty good. Is it as good as it is now? No, now is another level. But it was pretty good back then. When I was 28, I didn't, you know, have the stuff that I've got now. But I started earning money for the first time, and all these options opened up to me. So what I'm saying to you guys is it won't go from terrible to great. You know, if you get that momentum in the first 3 months, and then you've only got like 2 years and 9 months left, you know, which is a short space of time, every 6 months you're going to make a quantum leap, or you're going to be sat there going, my life's entirely different. I'm getting better results. I'm getting looks off women. I actually got laid last week. That hasn't happened for 2 years. That's crazy. You know, I'm not saying me there. And then you've got, you know, you can finally go and buy a car. You can go and buy, you know, maybe something different. Maybe you can rent a better property. Maybe you can actually go and book a holiday. And you're like, shit, I couldn't do that last year. Like, when I was ill, I was laid in bed, and I was thinking to myself, I'm so fucking depressed, right? It just hit me like a wall. I was like, I feel like shit. I feel fucking awful. Understandable, right? So I cut myself some slack. I was like, yeah, it is. It's bollocks what's going on at the moment. Don't know why I'm like this ill. I don't know why 3-4 things have all happened at once. I was like, but it is what it is. Okay. But then I sat there and I thought to myself, this time last year, I was pissed off with my life because I wanted more out of it. I didn't live in a penthouse. I didn't have my Range Rover yet. I didn't have the body that I've got now. I didn't have the money coming in that I've got now. The stream platform was a dream. Like, there was no plans to really do it yet. I was always like, well, maybe in 2 years' time, 3 years' time, we could build this thing. Not even a year later, it's, ready, almost ready. Within the yearly cycle, it would have been built. So, you could sit there sometimes and be pissed off and whatnot, but when you look back, it's like, Jesus, look at those results. Look how much I've climbed. Look at the leap that I've taken. Look how different all of this is. And I think it's like Steve Jobs always said, looking forward, it's hard to connect the dots, but looking back, I'm telling you guys from experience, best thing I ever did. Self-improvement in general, best thing I ever did. Just decided to just wake up one day and go, fuck it, let's go for this. Let's get serious about the gym. I have a flabby neck. Why? I'm in shape. This doesn't make sense. Okay, I found Jeff Logan. He's doing facial exercises. Okay, let me look at this deeper. There's a submental area here that we barely use because we're always looking down. Men with big necks, they seem to look more masculine. Okay, why am I not building up my neck? Why am I not looking into this properly? Why am I not working hard on this area? It's just over time, just like bit by bit, I just like chopped away at it. And before you know where you are, you look back at... Like, I thought I looked fucking incredible last year. I really did. I thought I looked fucking incredible in the summer. And I'll bring up a picture for you guys now. And I've compared the two side by side. And I'm like, oh, you kind of look like shit. And that happens every time you improve. That happens almost every year. Now, you'll probably reach a peak at some point, but that's not for you guys to worry about yet. Okay, you're on the come up. You're rising up. And like I said, last summer, I was so proud to show you guys the picture on the left. I was like, I look fucking amazing. I'd had my first round of SMP. I was shredded for the first time in my life. I had the body I wanted. I was living in this penthouse. I was like, I'm the fucking man. And then, a year later, you make yourself look like shit. God, it's not even a year later. It's like 8 months. 8 months later, I'm making myself look like shit. And this summer, I'll probably make that last picture, the picture on the right-hand side, look even more like shit. And it's just levels. Just levels every single time you keep upgrading. But the point I'm making is when you look back, you go, wow, look where I am now. Look at that little bit of work that I did. Look at those small minor changes that I did consistently over a long period of time that led to this or that. And that's all it is, guys. It's just getting started, using that 3-month period to just, here's what I would do. If I were to start again, I would get a notepad and I would write good habits that I want. And then I would write bad habits that I currently have. And I would just go through the whole list. I would then tick the bad habits that could be crossed off immediately. Okay, things that could be stopped with little effort. Like just waking up in the morning and sitting on your phone for 30 minutes. Going to bed at night, sitting on your phone for 30 minutes. It's just like, there's an hour right there that I could catch up on. I could get up an hour earlier because of that. Okay, now you're a person who gets up early. What have you got an extra, if you're getting up an extra hour early, what have you got time for? The gym. Okay, so now you're a person that goes to bed earlier, gets up earlier, and goes to the gym. Okay, and has less phone time. By literally making one change, you've got like 4 ripple effects in your life. This is what I'd do. I'd write them all down and I would keep it basic. The people that tell you, change your entire life, you'd be biting off more than you can chew. Okay, keep it simple, keep it basic. It's year 1. Like I said, 3, 4, 5 year journey this is going to be for you guys. Like it took me 3. It's a little bit easier for me because I was at home with my business all day. That's why I went full time on it. A little bit easier, okay? It might take you 4 or 5 years, but just aim for 3. Look at the results you'll get. Let's say you started with that. Then you say, food's food. At the end of the day, food is delicious. It doesn't matter what you eat. I'm about to go and cook some real healthy shit in a minute. I find it delicious. I'm starving. I've been to the gym. I can't wait to eat. Now, I could eat a pizza and eat some shit. I'm not really feeling it. I want some really good, high quality meat. I want some good carbs in there as well. So I'm going to go and cook something, a massive meal, get that stuck into my body. It's good food. I enjoy it. You can put some seasoning on it and whatever. You can make it taste a certain way. It's delicious. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. So that's a bad habit that you were eating shit food before. Swap it out. It's the same thing. You're still eating food. It's still delicious. I don't know what the difference is. The difference might be time. I've got time to go and cook it. Well, then just meal prep. Like it's so simple to just make that tiny little switch. Oh, you like to drink fizzy drinks, sodas, whatever at night. Just swap that out for water. Yeah, but I don't like the taste. Just drink sparkling water. Get flavored water. Now, some people might say, well, flavored water, the problem with it, it'll be better than a Coke. It'll be better than like a Fanta or something like that, or a Red Bull. It's just swap something out with a little bit of flavor. And then you can just move your way back really slowly. Then you can go, okay, I'm just going to drink proper water. But that's the game changer, guys. It's just writing it all down and making little tweaks where you think is necessary. Just like running a business. You come in as a consultant. What does that person do? Oh, their job is this. What does that person do? They've got the same job. Why do we have two of them? Never really thought about that, actually. We hired them when we were really busy at Christmas, and they've kind of just stayed with us. Okay, well, who's the best one? That one. Well, that one goes. I've just saved the company $30,000 per year. It's ruthless, but that's the way people do business. Okay? I want you guys to do that on your own bodies. I want you guys to do that with your own lives. I want you guys to do that with your finances, everything. Just surgically go through it and just be like, that can change. That I could swap that out. Like, for example, take cold showers. I don't do that. I don't like them. They piss me off. Now, somebody said we're all going to take a cold shower. Fuck it, I can do it. I've got the mental strength to do it. But it's the one part of my day where I'm like, nice warm shower. Lovely. Wake up in the morning, jump in a warm shower. And if it was summer, it'd be different. But it's winter at the moment. It's cold. I wake up in the morning. I jump in the shower. I don't want it to be cold. I don't masturbate. I don't watch porn. I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't have a lot of bad habits. I don't eat a lot of shit food. A lot of it is work, discipline, whatever. That's one of my enjoyments. I get up in the morning and I have a nice warm shower. Okay? You don't have to do everything is the point I'm making there. If there's something that you absolutely love and you're like, it would kind of fuck with my head right now if I got rid of it, I think I'd end up quitting everything. Don't quit it yet. It's obviously something you love doing. You're not ready to quit it. Just do all the other things. And then you'll start circling it like a fucking shark. You'll start ticking all these boxes and you'll circle in on that one thing. You'll be like, it's the only thing left. I need to get rid of it this year. It's a lot easier when you're already somebody who has good, healthy habits. And you can be like, right, smoking, I'm going to finally attack it. But you couldn't do that before because you didn't have the willpower. You didn't have that momentum. And that's how you do it. It doesn't take that long, guys. You just got to become somebody in those 3 months that has good habits and gets rid of the bad habits. How many you want to do, whatever, you're going to improve. You're going to have that momentum. That's how long it takes, roughly. And then if you stay consistent, you're going to get those results over a 3-year period like I did. Now, my results are drastic because it's my job. So it's a lot easier for me. I can go to the gym for 2 hours per day. I can sit there for 4 hours and research submental exercises. You might not have the time for that, okay? It's different for me. I can sit at my desk chewing mastic gum. Okay, when other guys are like, well, I work in sales. I can't really chew gum at all. Fair enough. I was like that. I had that same situation when I was younger. Okay, so, it was like in the summer, I said to you guys I was sunning my balls to boost my testosterone. Can't do that in the office. Like, imagine just walking outside, just saying to your boss, I'm just going to sun my balls. Do you mind if I just do 15 minutes on the terrace? He's going to be like, man, I'm going to fire you. You're a fucking lunatic. That's like sexual misconduct in the office. What are you talking about? Like, you can't do it. So there's certain things that I can do because of my life setup, okay? But you guys can build your way towards that. That could be, takes you 2 years to find an extra £1,000 per month. But that extra £1,000 per month allows you to go part-time in your job. Or at least quit your second job and take Fridays off. So now you've got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to go to the gym for 2 hours per day, to meal prep on a Sunday because you're not busy at your other job. It's that little tweak game. That's all it is. You just pick stuff. You pull it out. You just go, I'm going to attack that. I'm going to attack that. Like I said to you, 3 things at once. That's how I live my life. I just go, let's pick 3 things, what we're focusing on. Okay? They're my goals for the next 3 months. I want to be at that point in 6 months. Okay, well, let's go for it. That's all we're going to focus on is those 3 things. Once they're ticked, they're easier to maintain. Do you know what I mean? It's like hiring somebody to do a job of something that you've already pre-built. Or like once you're in shape. Guys, I've just spent 30 days in bed. basically. Like I'm over exaggerating in bed. You know, I've obviously walked to the shop, grabbed some food, but pretty much been asleep and in bed. The picture that I've shown you guys on the right hand side of the comparison photo, that was 1 day in the gym. Like I'm still in shape. Like you see, it's not that hard. Once you're in shape, it's pretty easy. I was like, oh, I feel skinny, went to the gym, boom, pumped up, looked fantastic. It's like, once you've got it, it's a lot easier to maintain. You know, if you've got 2 million in the bank and you've made some good investments, I can't imagine taking a week off is going to ruin your fucking life. You know, like I said, I took 30 days off. I've still made more money than most people make in a year without doing any work. And that's because of the momentum that I've had. Now, I don't want to do that forever. I want to keep pushing on, but that's how that came about. Okay? So once you do those 3 things and you tick them and they're in place and they're cemented, you only have to put a portion of time into those things. And then you can go, okay, what's my next thing? What am I working on next? It's like getting qualifications. You know, when people are in the workplace and they're like, I've got level 1 qualification. Okay, do you want to do your level 2? Yeah, I'll do my level 2. Do you want to do your level 3? Yeah, I've got time for it at the moment. Or my wife's pregnant at the moment. I probably won't do it yet. I'll do it in summer, you know, when, you know, things have calmed down a little bit. Or in September when things, you know, when my kids go back to school, I'll have time to do it. You know, that's how people do it in normal life. And that's how you need to do self-improvement. That's how you need to work on yourself. Is you constantly need to be looking for these things, okay, guys? Where it's like, I finally now have time. You know, people say, oh, the best time is now and whatever. It's not always true. It's not always true. Now, there's a balance between patience and laziness. Okay, so you should always push forward when you can. It's not always possible to push forward. Right now, streaming platforms being built. I'd love for it to be built already, but it's being built. Costing me a fuck ton of money. Okay, so that's money that I can't use to... I'd love to be in Dubai right now. Jack's there, Hamza's there, Harbs is there. Fuck, am I not there? I'd love to be there, sat in the sun with the boys. You know, that'd be amazing. But I've got this one thing that I need to tick at the moment. So it's like, yeah, it'd be really good. It'd be great for the brands. I'm sure we could all do podcasts when we're out there and work together and whatever and get loads of content. We'd all grow, you know, it'd be brilliant. But it just wasn't the time right now. You know, but the time will open up in around about April, and I'm thinking of going and moving out there, setting up the business and whatnot, which would be a smart move for the business. But I'm not sat here right now stressing over it. I'm not sat here right now thinking I have to do everything at once. Otherwise, my life's going to be over. I'm not rushing. Do you know what I mean? I'm staying patient in that area. I'm thinking, hey, it's fine. It's just something stop worrying about things you can't control right now. Oh, I'm 30% body fat. I need to get rid of this body fat. I need to just go to the gym. Just clean up your diet. Just stop drinking beer every night. Just real small fucking steps. Real easy things that can be swapped out for another habit. All right, I drink 2 beers every night. Well, now you're going to start drinking something else. Okay, what do you like? Well, I like pineapple juice. Okay, we'll drink one of them every night. That becomes your new habit. Okay, you sit down with one of those. Like, I don't really see the problem there. Like, it's so easy to just make those little changes. And before you know where you are, guys, you'll get the results that I got. And I'm nowhere near done yet. I'm still pushing every single day, every single year. But I think that's pretty fucking good conclusive evidence. 3 years ago, looked like any kid. I'll say kid too. I look like any kid on the street. Any skinny... You know, skinny, fat, bold kids that's just kind of, you know, like 23, 24 years old, hasn't really sorted life out yet. Life hasn't been too kind to him, doesn't really care about fashion. I didn't used to smell good, you know, didn't wear aftershave, deodorant, stuff like that. I just didn't really give a fuck about that sort of thing. I was just more focused on, got to get to work, got to save money, got to get out of this rat hole. Step by step, you get out of it. And now I've got... 300-pound colognes, you know, 700-pound coats that have been tailored to fit for 200 pounds. Like, it's a step-by-step process. So now when people meet you, they're like, this guy's the man. This guy's put it all together. Women meet you and they're like, oh, that's finally a real man that sorted his life out. But yeah, but it took time. Didn't happen overnight. I show girls that I'm dating like pictures of me from 3 years ago and they laugh. They look at it and they piss themselves. They're like, that's not the same person. That must be like a younger brother or cousin of yours. I'm like, no, that's me. That was me 3 years ago. And they're like, oh, you still kind of look the same. I see like the features. And I'm like, would you date me? They're like, no. Fine. I have no problem with that. That's fair enough. Like, why would you? Like, no, I probably wouldn't even pay you any attention. Okay, fair enough. See the smile on my face when I explained that? Because that's the luxury of being a man. That's the beauty. I think it's fucking beautiful, guys. I think it's beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful things on planet Earth. The male journey of having to chip away at it bit by bit, having to plot your route like a fucking Christopher Columbus going across the sea. Like you're navigating through it all. I've got to get rid of that. I have to add that. That would be great. I've never tried that. Let's add that in. I already look this good and I've not even done orthotropics yet. I already look this good and I'm 16% body fat. Imagine what I'm going to look like at 10. We get to reveal all of that as a man. You know, as a woman, you might be 18. You've already got the world at your feet. Well done, but I find that boring. I don't like that. It doesn't excite me. That's why I got in this industry in the first place, because I had a real genuine passion for improving. I just always thought like, and I've lost a bit of that as well, guys. I've really lost a bit of that because I have everything I ever wanted now. You know, of stage 1 goals. I've got new goals now and I'm chasing after them, which is where my fucking enthusiasm's coming from at the moment. But I remember in the early days of sitting there and finding the submental thing and discovering it and being like, if I do orthotropics plus the submentals plus the getting rid of the fluid retention, you know, the water retention, like getting out of the body, finding new ways to improve, doing a skincare routine. I was like, imagine what I'm going to look like. God, I'm going to look incredible if I do all of this for the next 3 months. Summer's around the corner. I'm going to be looking 10 times better. You almost lose that when you get to the top of the mountain, you know, when you've ticked a lot of boxes. So never be disheartened, guys. Never be disheartened that you're like at the bottom, so to speak, or you haven't got any momentum, or you feel like shit, or your life isn't quite where you thought it would be yet, you know, for the purpose of the video. Because that's the exciting times. Looking back, I get to look at the before and afters and be like, great fucking work. This is fantastic. Look what you've done. Imagine where you could be next year. It's easy now for me. Imagine where you could be next year if you keep putting this work in, because I've got proof of results. I've done it. So for you guys, it's like you get that buzz again that I used to have. It's like, imagine where I'm going to be. Optimism. Optimism is the strongest drug on the planet. I've always said that. As long as you're optimistic, you'll always keep going. And like seeing my journey and seeing how I've changed and knowing that I've got this plan that worked for me and now you guys can deploy that. That should be music to your ears, guys. That should be fucking amazing. I'm happy where I'm at in life. I love where I'm at and I want to keep pushing, but I kind of envy you guys. You know, obviously not all of you. There's a lot of you that have been on a journey, but I envy you guys who are watching this video for the purpose of not quite being where you want to be yet. And I envy you a little bit. Because it's just, you get to have a little go. You get to see those improvements again. You get that first picture where you look in the mirror and you go, I actually look fucking good. You know, my body is actually what I always imagined. Oh my God, I actually do have a six pack. You don't notice because it creeps up on you. But then one day somebody's like, mate, you're fucking jacked. You didn't really know. And now you identify as the jacked guy. That's nice. That's a nice feeling. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it's step by step. I look at those before and after pictures and I see a much bigger, more masculine guy who has since, you know, you could see the beard, I trimmed it myself. You can see I used to trim it myself and now it's like somebody's doing it for me. You can see that there's there's either a bald head or SMP or a better SMP where we evolved it and that went forward. That comes from having money. That comes from having time to be able to go and get that done. That comes from self-improvement, finding new things. Okay, what can we add? What can we do? You can see that the skin's better. You know, there's so many, you can see that the blubberiness has gone out of the face. The face is more masculine. It's more chunky. It's that, do you know what I mean? It's just like, you can see the fashion. Well, I don't know if there's any pictures of me wearing certain things, but you know, it's like the fashion's got better. You can actually see these things evolving. Now, when you bring it all together, it has an amplified effect. But you got to remember, guys, they were all individual things that I worked on step by step in the past. These are all individual things that were weaknesses at one point, and I turned them into strengths. You know, I worked hard on that one area. I decided, Okay, I've been doing orthotropics, water retention. I've been doing all these things, submental exercises, neck exercises. I believe I've got a decent jawline now. But what I'm not doing is I'm not getting my beard shaped up by a proper barber. I'm trying to do it myself and I'm kind of fucking up the results. Okay, let's get a barber to do it. Bang. Instant. It's like it brought it all together. You go on a night out that night and you get more female attention you've ever had. You get guys going, that's a great beard. Mate, your jawline's changed. Your entire face structure's changed. And it comes from, that might be the final thing that brought it all together. Whereas if you had just gone, I'm going to get a barber from the outset and done it in another order, you might not have seen it. You might not have seen those results. It's like, yeah, it's an improvement, but I've still got work to do. It might have been the water retention that really fucking nailed it for you. It doesn't matter what your order is. You just need to keep picking away at multiple things at once. I'm so excited for you guys in 2023. Honestly, like after seeing my before and after and seeing the results, I'm like, anything's fucking possible. Like even the black pillars must look at those pictures and be like, fuck, I've got to question everything that we've ever done. Like we're running out of excuses here. Like that guy is a completely different human being now. That's not the same guy. Okay, even they must sit there and think, yeah, that's wild. He has got some serious results. You say genetics all you want, but there's not one person on the planet that couldn't look at that before picture and be like, no, that guy's fucked. That guy's finished. Okay? I see it in all the TikTok comments. I see it in all the comments on certain videos. When people are like, what's this guy talking about? He's ugly as fuck. Because they're from like 4 or 5 years ago, those videos that people have snipped up and put out there. So, that is what people would have thought back then. Because those comments are there. Okay? So, anything can change, guys. Anything can change. You got to start with those good habits. It takes around about 3 months to change your life. You won't get the instant results, but it will change your life in the future. Okay? So just focus on the micro, focus on the small scale, and the macro will take care of itself. That's my message to you guys in 2023. Good luck.